All right.
Every
so
year,
Patrick
I can't be
Surtain
happy.
comes off the board. There is a little bit of poetic justice in the Broncos doing to the Cowboys what the Cowboys did to us last year with CeeDee Lamb. So I'd love to see that shot of Jerry Jones right now. As
Well, let me ask you, where do they go now?
Just came off the board. That's a good question.
Micah Parsons?
Slater?
Let me pull up the graphic for him. So I didn't even make many notes on Dallas other than they have to take a cornerback. And so
now they're not going to.
I think Slater would have to be the top prospect.
I think Slater's likely the pick here. He'd be their offensive line has taken a beating over the years.
I'll tell you right now.
Could they go pay?
Tell you right now. If Dallas takes another wide receiver and ruins my life for the second straight year, I'm going to lose my shit. I'm going to lose my absolute shit.
So
do you think is it possible the Cowboys take pay?
Yes, I would say Slater or an edge. Now, when it comes to edges, they might prefer Jalen Phillips. They might prefer Kwity Paye. I'm not really sure on that one.
I think the Giants are going to take Devontae Smith, by the way.
Yeah, well, Joe Judge, the report is that Joe Judge loves him. Joe Judge coached him at Alabama. He said he's an absolute gamer, and he says he's the best college receiver in terms of work ethic that he's ever seen.
So basically, we're going to have nothing left at 12 out of all the hopes.
I have heard that they like Parsons and Slater as well, though.
So if we're skipping ahead to talk about the Giants, there are two prospects that Joe Judge went to see in person for their pro days, and it's Micah Parsons and Jalen Phillips. So I would imagine that one of those two guys is going to be the pick for the Giants.
He doesn't really need to go see Devonta Smith's pro day. He coached them for like 2 years.
Philly RB says Cowboys getting Smith. They can't draft Smith. They've got Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup.
I am freaking out.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
This is not good. Everything's going bad.
Yep.
You guys
like we shouldn't have moved back a month ago.
There's no
way we should have
way.
waited until the draft.
There's no way Devontae lasts until the Eagles here at 12. No way. He's going to the Giants, 100%.
I hope so. That means Justin Fields is there.
Oh my God!
I'm lose my shit.
Hey, I'll take the Patriots' first-round pick next year to move back to 15.
Yo, is Tony Bradley available in this draft?
Oh boy!
Give me TB11.
Yo,
Tony Bradley, baby.
Yo. If Howie selects Kwity Paye at number 12 because that's all there is and no one's trading, we're gonna have big problems.
I quit.
Put Rob on suicide watch.
Yeah, I don't want Brandon Graham 2.0.
I'm selling it. Anybody interested? If this happens, I'm selling them.
Oh my!
Let me know.
This is all bad.
Rodgers
Dallas
to Philly.
is likely to trade out of number 10. Adam Schefter.
What happened?
Makes sense.
Dallas
Makes
is
sense
likely
too.
to trade out of number 10.
The Cowboys are back on the clock now at 12. I definitely assume that Rashawn Slater is going to be the pick here for them. Although, again, you get into the edge conversation, they could look at Kwity Paye, Jordan Phillips. If I was the Cowboys, I would definitely be taking Rashawn Slater right here. I think it's too early for Greg Newsome, and it's too risky for Caleb Farley at this point. So that's what I think they're probably going to do. What do you guys think? Where do the Cowboys look here?
Yeah, I think Slater's got to be the pick. I do think they should look at edge rusher. Obviously, I'm higher on Russo than most. I know a lot of people are really high on Phillips. Some people are really high on Kwity Paye. I do think those picks are in play for Dallas, but I would say it would be a borderline shock if they didn't go with Rashawn Slater. And let me just say, I talked a lot of smack. I thought that trade was amazing for the Eagles. If they move back 2 picks and get Slater, who we thought they were taking at 10 anyway, it'd be an excellent trade for Dallas as well.
And it would really stink. Look, I mean, hindsight's 20/20, and you give up a third to get your guy, and that's not bad value. But if you look back at it now, if the Cowboys take Slater or an edge rusher and the Giants trade out so the Bears can come get Fields, you could have got Smith at 12 as well.
Here's the thing, though. I think
maybe the Giants are going to take him too, so you never know.
Exactly.
That's what I think that the Eagles felt. They had it on good authority that the Giants had a good chance at taking Smith, and they felt like, listen, if this is who we want, we have got to go up and get him now. We cannot risk being left no Slater, no Smith, and sitting on the board of 12 going, Now what? Listen. I'm telling you right now. I think the Eagles understood that when they traded back from 6, if they did not get one of the 4 or 5 guys that most around the NFL and that their fans were talking about, that this was going to end up being an epic disaster for them. And I do think they felt a little pressure today. I really do. I believe they felt a little pressure. I do believe after the way things broke down last year, maybe there is a little more letting the scouts have a say. Because Devontae Smith isn't an analytics pick. It goes against their analytics, right? So to me, that means Andy Weidel might have actually had more of a say in things. And that scout team maybe had more of a say. Listen, Howie is still an idiot. And you'll never get me to change my opinion on that. But good for him that he finally made the easy, no-brainer selection when it was standing there staring him right in the face.
I think that the biggest thing you can get out of this pick is that the Eagles just selected the Heisman Trophy winner, the leader in, I believe he didn't have the most yards ever in a season for Alabama.
Yep.
Like there's just
broke a ton of records, an absolute ton.
Yeah, like there's just you can't necessarily feel bad about the pick. Like you can't.
Yeah,
Even if you're a guy who wanted Justin Fields.
Yeah, even if the Giants weren't going to take Devonta Smith, I know that every pick's valuable. 84 is a small price to pay to get a wide receiver 1 on this team, and I don't think we have a top 2 wide receiver. So I think that that's a move you have to make.
No Rashawn Slater for the Cowboys.
Whoa, what'd they do? I'm not on my phone. You can announce it. I think
MICAH Parsons.
Oh, I don't love that pick. I got to be honest. I do not love that pick.
Well, I think here's a team that had terrible linebacker play, had injury issues with Leighton Vander Esch last year. And
Sean Lee's gone now.
Sean Lee's gone, and the kid from Notre Dame was just god awful for them last year. I think that they maybe look, this could be one of those stretching it for something they felt was a need. Instead of that offensive line help that could have been huge for a Dak Prescott, which I think really should have been the pick. They're going to go to a mean, aggressive linebacker and see what happens.
Yeah, so for me, the thing that Dallas' biggest problem last year seemed to be pass defense. And linebacker is a need, but MICAH Parsons only played 64 snaps of pass coverage in his time at Penn State. So I just think that's a little bit of a weird fit in terms of what they need to add to that defense. Obviously, cornerback was a huge need. Horn and Surtain both being off the board kind of took that off the board for Dallas. But I think offensive line was still a huge need. Maybe Rashawn Slater is a little closer to the Christian Darrisaw's, Elijah Vera-Tucker in the NFL GM's minds, and not as close to Penei Sewell, which was I feel like people generally thought Slater. Maybe Dobbs or Shane can tell me what he thinks about this, but I think most people thought it was more of a top 2 at O-line, and then there was a drop off, less so than a top 1 and then a drop off.
Yeah, I mean, to me, Sewell was always the easy number 1, but there was a lot of smoke around Slater potentially being the first guy to come off the board. So that is a little surprising to me that you see Slater falling as far. As far as Parsons to the Cowboys, I mean, he played defensive end in high school, and then he was an edge rusher at Penn State before he moved to off-ball linebacker. And like Mark said, he hasn't played a lot in coverage. He's real raw in coverage. And so it's a little interesting pick to me for a Cowboys team that really needs their linebackers to be able to drop into coverage. But maybe they're gonna use him, move him around a little bit more, and let him rush the passer more than you would think too, because edge was on that list of things they need. So maybe they view him as that kind of a stand up outside linebacker that they can use to get after the quarterback as well. And if that's the case, that pick can make quite a bit of sense for him.